R2-D2, Your Highness.
Welcome back to SMKR. This is your host, Steve. Up next is the Star Wars Build Your Own R2-D2. I am working on issue 59. Let's look through the magazine, and first off we'll look at the building instructions here first, and then I'll give you the entire magazine after the build. So we start off on stage 59 with dome panel and the left fuel cell parts. So this gives us everything that we should receive in our parts bag. And as I look at this, we're going to fit one of the dome panels as usual, and then we're going to assemble the left fuel cell. So we have 13 steps involved with that. Let me get the parts out, we'll get a closer look at the parts, we'll build, and then I will show you the entire magazine. I'll be right back. Here's the parts pack that came with issue 59, and we have a lot going on in here, as you can see. It's hard to see everything inside, so I'll take everything out and we'll get a closer look. I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of the parts. Everything is plastic except, of course, for the dome panel, and that's going to go right beside the other dome panel we put in the previous issue. Part number DP21. And received 3M tape for that. We also received some of the plastic plugs to cover up the screws that we're going to be putting in here. So this is the left fuel cell, outer and inner parts, along with the quick release fuel system latches. So let's get started. Okay, in step one we are going to fit the dome panel to the dome. And I'll take the protective cover off. Remove the dome out of the styrofoam holding. And our new dome panel is going to go in just right here. So I'm going to take it, I'm going to do a test fit, make sure it looks okay. It does. And we need to put our tape down. And remember, it does go right beside the other one we just put in the last issue. Take our double-sided 3M tape, peel it back, and we're going to put it along the edge. And we're just going to kind of turn it as it goes around the edge. I don't want it to go over the side. Just like that. Put the next one in. And didn't need that much of a curve. Take my tweezers, make sure everything is pressed down here. Peel back the backing. There we go. Now we'll put our panel on. Line it up on the front here. And that looks good. And like always before, I'm going to get my Scotch tape out. And I'm going to tape the edges. And there it goes. Cut off the extra. And there we go. All in and looks good. Let's move on to the next step. Next we have these rubber plugs that they want us to separate. We have 6 short ones and 2 long ones. I'll just cut these off just real quick. We'll grab the left leg and we'll put our plugs in 6 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's the short ones, and 2 long ones will go on the end. And they're just going to cover up those holes. Like I said, these are all the short ones. And the last 2, which are curved and longer. And that's how they look. Looks good. Right there. Next they want us to put the latches on. And the latches are going to go on right here. This isn't glued together or screwed together yet. But the latches basically, they don't fit that way. See how that is? How they don't line up with the holes? So we have to flip it around and do it like that. Okay. So we have 2 of them we're going to put in. Now what I want to do is glue them in place. I know they're kind of a squeeze, push, install, but in this case we'll just put a little bit of ABS glue on it. It's my ABS glue. That one in, and that one in, and that's how they look. And this panel's simply going to fit down right on like that. We're going to put 4 self-tapping screws in to hold it in place. And these are the longer black self-tapping screws. We get a lot of these. No screws came with this issue, so they gave them to us with the previous issue. So with this build, you definitely want to keep your extra screws. And one more. Not very hard to do here. Next they want us to put the cover on. Line it up correctly there. There we go. Same thing, we're going to use the same screws to install these. And we'll we'll put these 4 screws in. I forgot how fun this was to build. I had it put away for such a long time. But it is a lot of fun assembling this. And lastly, they want us to put these in. I'm going to put them in temporarily, but I'm going to take them back out. I don't want to have them in until last. But they'll go just like that. And just like that. And that's how that looks. That completes issue 59. I had a blast doing this. I forgot how much fun this was. Put the power pack on, we put some plugs in, and the power cords here. And that was a real blast. Now let's go ahead and look at the magazine. Here's the complete magazine for issue 59. And as usual, our table of contents is broken down into 4 areas: building the galaxy, droid directory, understanding robotics, and building the R2-D2. So the first article talks about looking busy, going nowhere, which basically they did a lot of the green screen effects and special effects going along at Industrial Light and Magic, and they had to have special lighting so they can get done what they wanted to get done. That's what this article is about here. And they talk about a lot about the filming within the sound stage of ILM with this. And some happy accidents going on here in the article. Pretty cool. And then we get into the animated series and the Vulture class destroyed starfighter. Looks like it's the 11 Sherian. So that's pretty cool looking. And then they talk about the Hyena class bomber droid. That's very cool there too. All this concept art. And then modular robotics and how that's used within our industry, the robot technology, and those types of things. And completes that article. Then we have the build we've already seen and we've already done. And then we give us a preview of what's coming up in issue 60. So in issue 60 looks like we get some more dome panels, leg fitting itself, and the wiring here. So if you like my video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Happy modeling everybody, and take care.